When the storm rises on the sea, sometimes it comes completely unexpected. Yesterday we were out on a sailboat. We had a great time on the sailboat. There were some clouds in the sky when we started. That could be from 20% to 80% chance of rain today. Warnings that you normally get from the forecasters when they really have no idea if it's going to rain or how much it's going to rain. But as we looked across the horizon, all the way on the other side of the lake, there were some dark storm clouds brewing. We could see the lightning coming down in various places. And we thought, oh, that's too far away. The storm's not coming here. In fact, when you look at the radar, it's going away from us. The storm isn't coming to us. The storm is leaving us. Have you ever been in that place in your life when you look around and you see the storms of life? You recognize them. The IRS bill is coming due. It's that time of the year again, and it's Christmas. We've got to save up for Christmas presents, right? And it's somebody's birthday and an anniversary. And these little things that keep constantly coming at us, they don't necessarily seem like storms, but in an instant, they can be a storm. As we sailed back and forth across the lake, making our turns and into the coves and out of the coves and around the skiers and those being pulled behind tubes, you know, they're getting really carried away with the things they pull behind boats now. We saw one yesterday that looked like a blow-up sofa, like the whole living room couch inflated with a rope tied behind a boat. There were 3 or 4 people sitting on it, just chilling, having a drink, cruising across the lake, not even in the boat, just following behind it. Anyway, I digress. But we find ourselves in those casual moments, those luxurious moments when what we thought we were prepared for surprises us. We saw the fire boats, the rescue boats, many times out on the lake yesterday, and they were towing people in, people who for the first time this summer had their boats out and they weren't really prepared. They hadn't set themselves up. They didn't know what was coming, whether it was the storm that arose or they just ran out of gas and didn't have enough on board or the battery went dead and they couldn't make it back, but they had to be rescued from where they were and towed back. Now the storms of life are gonna come. That's not an if, it's a when. Yesterday, the storms of life did come. On the lake, they came. The storms that we watched blow over to the north and the sun come back in from the southwest. From the southeast came a storm that instantly went from, I think there was lightning on the shore, to pelting us with rain. Fortunately, our pilot, our sailor who was in charge of the boat, knew exactly what he was doing. We pulled the sails in so they wouldn't be buffeted by the wind and turn us over. We pulled all the sails in, tightened everything up, cranked up the motor and made our way back to harbor. And just as we got back to harbor, the lightning, the storm itself was so close that we couldn't even get out of the boat safely. So we stayed in the boat with an aluminum mast. That's a little safer than with a steel mast. And we sat in the boat and waited out the rain, which poured and poured and poured. It poured until it rushed into parts of the boat, dripping on our heads. And we had a great time. The storm came, but we trusted our captain to know exactly what it was that was going to get us back to shore safe, when we needed to go, when to give up, what direction to go, and how to get there. His battery was ready, his motor was ready, and even though we were under a sailboat, under wind power, at just the right time, Mark knew when to pull down the sails, turn on the motor, and get ourselves back to harbor. Now, when you walk with Christ, he makes a similar promise. In fact, right there in John chapter 12, he says, if any of you wants to serve me, then follow me. You'll be where I am, ready to serve at a moment's notice. The Father will honor and reward anyone who serves me. Right now, though, I'm storm-tossed. What am I going to say? Father, get me out of this? No. No, that's why I came in the first place. Instead, I will say, Father, put your glory on display. A voice came from the sky, I have glorified it, and I'll glorify it again. And the crowd listening said, thunder? Was that thunder? Others said, an angel spoke to him. Jesus said, the voice didn't come for me, but for you. At this moment, the world is in crisis. Now Satan, the ruler of this world, will be thrown out, and as I'm lifted up from earth, I will attract everyone to me and gather them around. He put it this way to show how he was going to be put to death. How he was going to be put to death. So here's what I want you to remember as you challenge yourself and charge into this day. Storms are coming. It's not if, it's when. Some will be gigantic storms, like the ones that dropped softball-sized hail in the North Texas area not too long ago. They came through the roof of two-story houses and all the way to the floor. They ripped windows and blinds out of the homes. Tornadoes came and ripped foundations completely out of the dirt. There was nothing left to say there was ever a home here. And even then, Christ is with us. Even then, the Father walks with us. Even then, the Father will be glorified if we give him the chance. When the storms come, not if, but when the storms come, will you say, Father, get me out of this storm? Or will you say, Father, be glorified in this storm? That's my challenge to you today. As the storm faces you, it's imminent. It's coming. As long as you're in this life and being made into the image of Christ, the storm is coming. I challenge you, though, to face that storm. And don't say, Father, take this storm away. But Father, be glorified in this storm. I am J Loren Norris with Tell It Like It Is TV. Have a blessed day.